Perspectives Media.
Welcome back to Perspectives Media. On this episode of the Perspectives Podcast, we have the unconquerable, we have the ladies' man. You see what I say? The one and only Dejour Alexander. So Dejour, introduce yourself to the people now.
Yeah man, nice and easy like you said, Dejour. There. For everybody, all the girls them, every girl.
Yeah. It's so funny that I feel like I begin this by just expressing my appreciation for Dejour actually taking the time out of busy schedule to come and sit with Perspectives Media, isn't it? Because
respect.
You don't know a thing of me, mad love and respect, isn't it? So I could start in the beginning, isn't it? Where did all this start for Dejour, isn't it?
Yeah, music was always like a second nature thing. You know what I mean? It was always a part of me. I just grew up around music from a little child. You know what I mean? Anything we would do in the house, we incorporate music. You know what I mean? So if we got to cook, clean, get ready for work or something, get ready for school, it's music and different types of music, like genres from R&B, pop, old school reggae. You know what I mean? Just a wide variety. So I was given that melting pot of music from a young age, and then grade 2 or 3 actually sang in front of the class from a teacher.
Wow.
Yeah, and then from there she tell other teachers, word get around in the school. I started singing for school concerts. Yeah, and started to go church choir, everything. You know what I mean? So it just went on and on from there. We went to high school, in the choir again. Every competition, it was me at the forefront, you know what I mean? I reached a point where actually used to teach the school choir. Sometimes singing? Teach the parts, tenor, alto, soprano, and them kind of things there.
Wow.
Yeah, so if the music teacher a little busy, she might run out for a little bit, and I got to handle the whole multitude of students. Everybody bigger than me, everybody taller than me, but I know what I'm doing, so they got to listen.
Yeah, so the shot gotta teach everybody. The shot got to the teacher.
Yeah.
So you spoke about school and grade 2. Where was your young age education? Where did your education begin? Which schools you went to?
Yeah man, mad. I went started off at Wings of Love preschool. Went to Dr. William Connor Primary School. That's in the village. That's where I'm from. I grew up.
Which village?
Village. That's
Hainsmith
Village. Hainsmith Village, you know what I mean? But
the only thing me know about village are football, you know. So you play ball?
I used to play a little ball. You
look like a good man. You can't be any good. Little ball.
I could do one, two thing, man. From afar in the music, I just kind of put on everything else. Cause I used to do a lot of sports, cricket, running, you know what I mean, high jump, long jump, everything. Just
long jump.
Yeah, I was active. Why?
I was really
active.
Well,
yeah, man.
You're really just a long jump,
yeah, man.
Alright, so you used to do your little sports, and your teacher discovered your talent as a singer in grade 2, and at one point you were actually teaching the choirs, and so you transcended to singing in churches. And I guess you would have been singing in local competitions coming up. So at what point did you write your first song, your first original song?
I think I wrote my first song when I was 12, 13. That's Take a Ride. Girl, I know you wanna take a ride with me. Ain't really too fond of the song now, because you know what I mean. But I understand the innocence coming through the music at that age.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I appreciate the fans that was there from them times, and they grow with me, and they grow to appreciate and understand the journey.
Right.
Like through the music, you know what I mean? From a boy to growing up, becoming my own man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even producing my own kids and them kind of things there. You know what I mean? So
So you would have wrote that first song, and you got a good reception from that song?
Yeah man, the song was crazy, the song was hitting, and them times I in high school to check. So
yeah, so the girl them a friend them time, they have the girl Yeah, because me actually would have seen videos on the internet with you actually singing in a little tie. I say, oh, that's nerd. It's what I say. But at what point did you decide say music you gotta take this thing serious and take it to the professional level then?
I think it was after I did that first song. Yeah, that first song like just kind of solidify it for me like yo, this is what I want to do. This is what make you happy and you could possibly earn from it. You know what I mean? So just follow through. And then I think in high school time that's when I really finished away with like sports and everything. You know what I mean? Just so full into the music.
Full in music. So you never want to be a doctor, lawyer, teacher, nothing like that?
At a point in time I wanted to be a doctor and I was studying. I was trying to choose the corresponding subjects in high school to pursue that career.
So how that work out?
I went into music, my G. It's not like we don't have the intellect and capacity to do these things, but music is my passion. I rather not fill up my life with just working a 9 to 5 or behind a desk, you know what I mean, pushing paper. I'd rather be, doing music on the road, traveling, you know what I mean, living it up, meeting people, exploring the different genres and how we go about creating them, you know what I mean, and just being around the environment of music. More times I don't even have to be singing or recording to be in the studio, I would be there though. You can ask countless amount of artists, like, yo, what you think about Dejour? Like he come studio and say, yeah man, I always there, G. And if I hear you recording and I feel like you could do over that line, I tell you, yo, do over that line there. Say that word there properly, sing it with more expression, use your breath, you know what I mean? I feel like you could take out these keyboards, put in this guitar, and it's just my honest opinion, you know what I mean? Is up to you and is still your craft. It's not like I'm trying to take over, but I feel like for the betterment of music, could always lend a hand somehow. Right.
You know, you remind me a lot of Tarrus Riley, because Tarrus Riley is a man like that. Like he would say in interviews, he would say he's musically mad. You know, like he's obsessed with music. Isn't
yeah.
And that
straight up.
You see,
honestly.
You see him like that type of person.
Yeah, man. I could attest to something like that, because if I don't know music or if I ain't performing, I feel like me fulfilling my purpose, you know what I mean, other than being a father to my daughter, you know what I mean. If I can't do music, I just feel like, yo, life just ain't sitting right with me, you know what I mean. I got to get up and definitely fam, because once you find your purpose as a young man, Zane, no matter how young or old you be, and you find your purpose and you decide to stick to it, fam, it's like when you're away from that, you feel away, isn't it? A real thing, man. So you decide you're going to take the music serious in high school, and you start the girl them love after singing down, right? So at what point did you get your first breakout single? I would say my first song was my first breakout single, as in like that song just kind of put me in the game as a singer, because before that you could have found me in competitions, you know, doing covers and that kind of stuff. So I was a singer, but no, when I put out the first single, I became an artist.
Okay. I mean? So you was always a singer, but now you become an artist. Yeah. And alright, so that the song they would have had a bit of popularity, right?
Yeah.
And then now you finish high school, you continue doing music all the time, or at some point within that journey you would have stopped and started?
I'd say there was a slow period for me after high school, because I went off to live in Miami. I went to university.
A Chaitan doctor?
Nah. I was pursuing something different them times. I was actually going into business management.
Right. So you would have wanted to become like a manager in some big business?
I feel like somewhere along the line, I would branch off into all types of other businesses to music, you know what I mean? The music would make these things possible.
Okay. So you would have went to college to get some business knowledge to apply it to your music.
Yeah, and eventually branch off into, other businesses.
Right. So you actually, I think from day one. So what was college life like? Because you would have left. All right, I would imagine you grew up in St. Kitts in a village, and you used to village life. So what was it like transitioning from St. Kitts now to out in the big world where everybody there? Like you basically, you're known. You're a little celebrity in your place, and you go out there in the world now, and I would think you're just a normal person now. What was college life like?
Let's see. Apart from the whole me being known and everything, like I feel like I had a chance to relax a little bit more. You know what I mean? Just be a human. But same speed, I couldn't do music, so it was kind of tearing my mind apart. I went to college. I was doing good. Had a 4.0 GPA at a point in time, but like I said, I wasn't doing any music, and I had some weird times in Miami. Like I was going through like a stage of self-evaluation. So more times I find myself like locked down in my rooms and them kind of things, just meds in. You know what I mean? And I guess it's because I can't do music. So yeah, but eventually, I came back home.
See, you would have gotten your degree?
I didn't graduate. I'm still finishing the story. I didn't graduate. Eventually, I came back home now. And the thing is, I came back home for music festival because Chronix was performing in St. Kitts the first time. I already saw him in Miami. But this would have been the first time me seeing him in St. Kitts. So when I came back now, I just decided not to go back Miami. Yeah,
so what was mommy and daddy reaction? Because me saying you gonna college, and you are come tell me now, say nah, go back and music, deal with like what you mean by that?
Yo, it was tough, you know what I mean? But they understand now, and they always supported me in anything I wanted to do from a little youth. So it was like they just had to follow the sun, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so inspire him.
Yeah, so them actually came along that journey with you.
Yeah, man.
Right. Yeah. And they would have supported you with that decision from day one, or you would have gotten some pushback from them. Like them might tell you, say, oh, what you really do, like you think this is something you really want to do long term, or you know what I mean? Because as parents, even with this me doing, more while mommy ask me like, when you gonna get another job, you know what I mean? Or when you're going to go college, when you're going to start the college and things. So as a parent is always thinking about security for their child, you know what I mean? So in the beginning, like mommy no pull you aside and say, oh, like you sure you really want to do this? Or she was 100% behind the decision.
Yeah, man, it was never anything to question, you know what I mean? They know this is what their son wanted to do from little boy times.
Right.
So it's just like, I guess it was just like a awakening time, like, yo, he's serious. So just be with him, you know what I mean? Just support him and guide him. And that's what they've been doing.
Alright.
And I give thanks for them.
Right. So big up mommy and daddy.
Yeah, man.
So alright. So you came back and you decided to stay. So what happened during that period for Dejour's music?
Well, I was back in my natural habitat, you know what I mean? Back in the studio, back outside with my thugs them. Sad to say. You know what I mean? We was outside again. We was making it happen. Back in the music. Finally, and it was back on stage performing everything, so we started to make our 1-2 chips again, you know what I mean? So things was getting back to how it was, and that time now, if you ask me, I would say I came back to St. Kitts with a totally different mentality, King, like a different meds, because I had this time all this time alone just to think about what I really want in life, you know what I mean? So when I came back, it was just full throttle with the music, song after song after song, bless, judgment, reality check, all these things, you know what I mean?
You say you come back with a different mentality. You come back with a different meds, a different vibes, a different feel. You see me? So what was that change that you got in Miami versus being here before? Like what changed?
Let's see. I guess the fact that I was away from my parents, I had to understand that you're becoming a man, and at any point in time you would have to go conquer this earth on your own and establish your own roots and them kind of things. So I started to think deeper in terms of like what I wanted out of life and what I wanted out of the music and what I wanted in my circle, like in the people around me and these types of things, you know what I mean?
Right. So you came back, and this was what year? What year was that?
Boy. Honestly, that's a tough one. I can't even remember the year.
Alright. You don't have to remember the year.
Yeah, for whoever watching the video, just look up the same year that the Chronix was performing the first time for music festival. And just match it up. That's the year I come back.
Yeah, they go match it up. Yeah, so alright, you come back, and I would imagine that was around before 2015, because 2015 is when I feel like Dejour get the big song, the song called The One, because in my eyes that the song the song where Dejour become like a monster, like a household name in St. Kitts Nevis.
Yeah, real talk.
So what was that song like? How did that song come to reality? Like how did that song even come about to exist in the first place?
Honestly, I just like the beat. It had a groovy feel, you know what I mean? Put me in a good spirit, like, you know what I mean? You could bounce to it, and you could probably clean your house and all if you want to. You take a drive listening to the beat, you know what I mean? So you know me, I was always, man into the girls then.
Yeah.
So I had this melody. You would make money if I could dance with you tonight. If you man around to them just. So after that, just I started off building the verse. That was the verse. I didn't have a chorus as yet, but then the song just happened. Honestly, King, it was just a vibes. It was just an energy, and I get to execute everything at that same moment. So we finished the song one time. So just one night at studio. Yeah.
And we get the one.
Yeah, man.
So what was it like to get such a big song? Like you would have just came back from Miami, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you just come back from Miami and you find a big song. Yeah. So like you're saying to yourself, so yes, this is really my purpose then.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because you come back and you find a song there.
Yeah, solid.
Is what I'm saying. So what was it like to see the kind of reception you get from that song there?
Honestly, it was different because I think that was probably one of my first songs I witnessed ever, like cross the waters and travel to other islands and even states. You know what I mean? I was getting reception from people from all over the world. So it was real big for me, and I just honestly, most of the times I could just feel good about it and then tell myself like, yo, we got to go again. We got to go harder.
Right.
Everything got to be bigger.
So in the same year there, you find a next one. Is what I say. The next song. Wait name again.
It was Love Potion.
Yeah. You find a big song there again.
Yeah, man.
And you would have been using those songs to now transform from, because back then watching you performing, you used to perform like a lot of covers, more covers in your performance. So now you have your song them. What was that feeling like to see? Alright, people would have appreciated your singing before. So what was it like seeing people actually loving your songs now versus just the voice?
Honestly, it was a crazy feeling, because imagine you take the time out to write a song, and record and publish and, you know, put the song out there, and you actually see your works clear in front of you, you know what I mean? You could see people enjoying it, and you could see the song changing moods, you know what I mean? Changing perspectives of certain people, and See, I use the word changing perspectives, perspective media.
Yeah.
So it's a blessing, honestly. It's a blessing because to me music is a universal language. You know what I mean? If how much people could sing One Love and they don't speak a ounce English. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we could talk to all kind of people, King. We could break all kind of barriers. Yeah, music reach you deep and probably faster than an email or text message. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because and you can always use a child in reference to music, you know. Because a child, if you teach a child, we quicker to learn them ABC before them learn to spell them name. Because they must sing the ABC
melody,
to
man.
them. The melodies, and your music full of melody, you see me?
Yeah,
and that's why me personally, I would say Dejour has always been from me discover Dejour on YouTube and just going to watch the performances. More than I always tell my friend them say Dejour are my favorite artist, because like me a man from me I go a party and thing, me I look for woman, you see me? And when Dejour perform, a woman alone me see a move, you see me I say?
That's what we're dealing with.
That's what me there, you see me I say? So what I want to ask you, singing songs that's predominantly catering for females, do you think you're limited?
Limited?
Yeah, you think you're limited in any way, shape or form? Like people only see you as the female, like you represent for the females only?
No, man, never that. I would never try to limit myself. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't want people to try and limit me either. You know what I mean? Because I've given the people songs like Bless, Judgment, Reality Check. You know what I mean? And I even went into soca and sing Alpha. Alpha was a totally different soca song. It was like more of a battle song. You know what I mean? Giving you storylines and melodies and everything, different genres. I just don't want anybody to class me. I do music, you know what I mean? And we try to do good music, great music. You know what I mean?
So you would classify yourself as a dancehall artist, or speaking of classification, what genre of artist would you classify yourself as?
That's a tough one, you see, because it's at the end of the day, it comes down to perspective again.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you might be a fan of Ready, a soca song.
Yeah, that's my song.
And then because you're a fan of said song, you consider me to be a soca artist. I know a next person might favor Secret, and consider me to be like a R&B kind of dancehall man. You know what I mean? So I'm outside of the brackets, them. You know what I mean?
Okay. So you know,
all of the above.
So you stick to no genre.
No. But I have preferences. You know what I mean? I have instruments what I like to hear, and certain BPMs and certain, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So which genre you'd say is your favorite genre to do, like to record?
That's tough, King. That's tough, honestly, because music more times is based off of experience, emotion, and a whole bunch of other things. So I could wake up today and I feel angry, and I might want to do something totally different. Like, for example, Judgment. Judgment was off a situation that happened in St. Kitts, and I just wake up one day and I was feeling real hurt about the situation, and I had this beat for almost a year now, King. Couldn't find anything for it, and just that same day I find the chorus and the verses, you know what I mean? I find the idea for the song, and I execute it. So it's all from the heart. It's what we experience, what we go through, what we see others experience. Is always you know what I mean, something that you should be able to relate to.
Yeah, you tap into something that's a topic here on the podcast all the time, because you would have said a situation in St. Kitts. I don't know if you might say it, but I'm kind of aware of the song, of the situation with the fella that was that's unfortunately got killed in that situation. You know what I mean? And if you look closely at the cover art of that song, you would see another young man that was taken by the hands of certain forces in Nevis here, same way. And it is a topic where it kind of the topic I'm speaking of is influence, music influencing violence. But my perspective on it is, at times society is what influences music, because the artist, whatever the artist sing is where I go through. You see me? So if you see, I would imagine you singing a song like Judgment, that the song there come straight from your art, from an experience, like what was happening around you. Is what I say. So in that process, you would say what's the message you would say you're trying to portray in that song?
In that song, the chorus is you're running and you're running and you're running away, but you can't escape your judgment, king. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's a whole bunch of proverbs about it. What's done in the light must come. I mean, what's done in the dark must come to light. Right. Bunch of other proverbs about it. Is whatever you do, you can reap. You know what I mean? You can reap the rewards. Consequences. You know
That's
what I mean?
true.
And,
That's true.
Honestly, we the people of St. Kitts and Nevis and the family of that young man, we still hoping and praying for some sort of justice, you know what I mean? Because it was wrong, king. Ain't no other way to put it, you know what I mean? And the forces that be, they know that it was wrong. Just to hold. And
fam, speaking about even that, fam, that's why I say, like, me not operate with fear, you know, fam, but me have my youth, you see me, and me have to do that for my youth. I want to do that till him at least pass the worst, is what I say. So even if me get stopped at a traffic stop, me try to remain as calm as possible, because even though me know so me have my rights, at the end of the day, when you hurt me or you violate my rights and you get rid of me permanently, me can't come back, you know. So even when my family get justice, it's still not solve the problem of them losing me, you know. Is what I say. So at the end of the day, fam, like, it's a sad situation overall, fam, and me hope and pray that, boy, anyways. Move on, fam. Move on. You see me? So, song you find couple hit song in a them time there. You find you find the one. You find the big soca song there. Wait name again. The test. Ready.
Yeah, man.
Ready, and you would have performed on some big stages. How soon in your career you started to perform on those big stages, like the Inception, the Cool Effect, like the Music Fest, because that's the premier that's the premier music festival in St. Kitts Nevis. Like, that's one of the biggest music festival in the Caribbean overall. So how soon in your career did you started performing on those stages?
I think I performed on music festival around 13, 14, 15. I was actually one of the youngest to ever do it too. And since that I've been on music festival maybe 3 other times. Yeah. You know? And you know, I've been on Inception a few times, I've been on Cool Effect a few times. I just can't really tell you as to when they started happening, but
it's so much and so long. Yeah. So you being on them stages there, right? What kind of life you live? Alright, you is a normal man on the streets, Zane, like you would be a normal person within yourself, but to the fans, like you're not normal basically. You're a star because me I see you on them big stage. Yeah. Like what is it like keeping your ego in check, being that you're exposed to so much of them big stages. You perform, you rub shoulders with the biggest dancehall artists, them some of the biggest stars internationally too, because that's where the level is at on those stages.
Honestly, I'd say it's not really too hard for me because I'm really like a high energy person. Like I just prefer to chill more times. Like even at parties, how I get my thrill is watching people do their thing, you know what I mean, enjoy themselves. And I usually at the back of the club or wherever venue it is, you know what I mean. I just chill, and you know what I mean, I always around, I always outside, and you know what I mean, whether it's in the town just handling business. If you might see me on the block, you might see me in your area and all, you know what I mean. I just always around because St. Kitts and Nevis is my ends, and I go wherever I want, you know what I mean? And I pull up wherever I want, and we just hold our vibes, and we deal with the people I'm around, and it's just love, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So was there ever a situation where you feel like threatened in yourself, like say, oh, wonder if something gonna happen to me, or it's just always love?
I wouldn't say it's a situation where I feel threatened. Is you know, as a human being growing up in certain times, you just have to have up a certain guard, you know what I mean? And it's not because you whatever you do last night or the night before, you got some beef with somebody. It's just you got to guard. You're 6 and you're 12, you know what I mean? So yeah, just be safe out here. Don't be lapsing. Don't leave yourself careless, you know what I mean? Because who knows what next man out there meds to do to you, you know what I mean? Just want to stop that shine, just want to out that candle. So you just got to guard up a little.
Right. So how you stay protected?
Father protect me, and Father protect me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep it as that. Father protect me, and I protect myself, and my people protect themselves.
Right. So, moving on to a topic where I feel like anybody watching this would want to know. So, how is it with the ladies? Because females infatuated with Dejour. Whenever Dejour is around on a stage show, the kind of ladies where you see come out, it's like you know see them the ladies they out on a normal. So it's like your fan base would be predominantly females. And anyway females go, males follow. So how you deal with the ladies' attention?
Like I said, it's a simple thing. I'm always in the back, always in the shadows. I don't try to be the center of attention if I'm not getting paid for it. You understand? So like I wouldn't try to be the loud one. I always try to be seen and that type of stuff. So it's a regular thing for me, you know what I mean? I love the ladies and they love me back. It's a simple thing. It's just, you know what I mean, it's an understanding from I love you, and you know what I mean?
So Dejour, in a relationship,
we live in a risky world, you know?
Yeah.
So I can say, and you know, we explore and them things.
You still not answer the question, fam. That not answer the question. Are you in a relationship?
Yeah, man. In a relationship with everybody I meet and I have to deal with. You know what I mean? I have a serious relationship with my daughter and them things there because she's from me. I have a serious relationship with my brethren them because, you know what I mean, my thugs them. I have a serious relationship with whatever female I choose to ever, you know what I mean? I have a serious relationship with my mother and father. I have a serious relationship with my music. So it's all serious relationships, you know what I mean? So yes, I'm in a relationship or two.
So you feel like it's better to not announce yourself as taken, given the kind of music you sing?
No. My music don't necessarily have anything to do with it. I just prefer to keep my life private, you know what I mean, and not private to the point where I just want to hide, you know what I mean. It's private to the point where I just need my own space, and I would expect you as another human being to want your own space, and therefore mind your space, I mind mine, you know what I mean. Don't worry about what I got going on. Just keep looking out for the music, and once I'm alive, you know what I mean, just give thanks.
Yeah. So you would have spoken about coming back to coming back to St. Kitts Nevis and deciding to stay. You found some hit songs. How do you deal with the ups and downs of music? Because you would have found some hit song and you would have been like one of the artists, if not the artist at certain points during your career. How you deal with the down times, like times when a next person might be the one with majority of the spotlight and them kind of vibes.
I don't worry about that, King, honestly, because a man time is his time, you know what I mean? And you just have to respect that. If you don't respect it, I feel like somehow karma might come back on you and just walk out, yo, you're cut off from this thing. Just allow it to be, you know what I mean? Music is always going to change, it's always going to evolve, you know what I mean? So just make sure you're one of those guys that could evolve with it, you know what I mean, and not get left behind.
And I think you have been doing a good job evolving with the times, because
I try honestly.
You're there since 2015 and on the scene, like relevant, and you have been consistent over the years. So other than just evolving with the sound, what would you say you do to maintain that level of quality, that level of consistency rather too in your music?
Let's see. I would say sometimes is way more than just music. It has to do with how you deal with people too. You know what I mean? Like the old folks would always say, manners make it, man. You know what I mean? So you approach people with love, respect. You know what I mean? Yeah. You never try to belittle a man or a woman. You just move through and be the human that you're supposed to be, and the universe can just, you know what I mean, things can fall into place. Whatever stars are, well, you know what I mean, if it's supposed to align, it's going to align. You know what I mean?
So you wouldn't consider yourself like the number one artist or number two or in a top 10. You wouldn't consider yourself like in a competition to stay relevant then?
I'd consider myself to be an exceptional artist. A legend, if you ask me. You know what I mean? In my own right. And every artist should feel that way about themselves, because if you're doing it and you feel like you just then it make no sense.
No make no kind of sense. Better still you just go look at 9 to 5.
Yeah, man, bake a cake or something, you know what I mean? Find something else to do if you ain't really feeling your own self. You start with self, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I said, I feel like a living legend, King.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's just how I want to feel about myself.
Speaking of being a legend, the person you're going to be the biggest legend to is your daughter. How did fatherhood change Dejour?
Like, it kind of slowed me down a bit. Honestly, I was somewhat quick to anger in a point in my life. I feel like my daughter kind of softened me up a little bit, you know what I mean? And show me just give me a whole different perspective.
Speaking of perspective, right? So you get a whole different perspective from your daughter, and so you get your daughter. Do you think other than just calming you down, do you think your daughter would have stopped you from doing certain things? Like, all right, so you had the music. I think you would like to travel a lot. So you think having a child hinder you from exploring to your fullest potential in terms of your music?
I don't think so. If anything, it might make me go harder, because I know I got a little mouth to feed and take care of. You know what I mean? To any man, I don't think it should be a hindrance at all. Like, that's you becoming a man. And my father makes sure he tell me, yo, you getting a little girl, it can make you a man. You know what I mean? Because it's the total opposite of you. She might be disgusting like how you was as a child, but that's a female now. You're dealing with a little girl, a princess. You know what I mean? And you got to make her feel loved. You got to let her know that she's beautiful. You got to let her know that she's special. She's smart. You know what I mean? She could do anything. She push your mind to don't be afraid of that cockroach. Don't be afraid of that dog. Don't be afraid of he. Don't play up with them kind of people. Like you see that road there, don't go down there. But if you choose to go down there, you're gonna have to reap what you sow. You know what I mean? These things.
Yes, so as young as your daughter be, you done put them things there.
Yeah, man. In trust me. Like when we get to ourselves, like just me and her in our own little space, I would talk to her like I talk to a big person. Like sometimes I upset King, and it would just be me and I just end up talking to her like, yo. But these the things that I got you know what I mean? But we can do it, you know what I mean? Because daddy just want to do this, and daddy can get this done. And sometimes she might not even be listening to me, King. Now and again I might just hear like, okay, daddy. But like, yo, let's talk to her.
Yeah, you know and I mean? Even just that little okay, daddy, there, it do something to you, don't it?
Yeah. It make me feel like, yeah, man. Like she at some point in time. Like, the more I keep repeating certain things, she can take it in eventually. Right. You know, because repetition is the father of learning.
Right. So, you get your child and your child change your life now. So, going back to the music, Zane, you have a big song you know with two other artists. What's the name? Me can never pronounce the artist name.
Scruffy. Big up Scruffy. Yeah, man.
Scruffy and KJ.
Yeah, big up Scruffy.
Right. So how did that collaboration come about?
Well, I wasn't sipping any red wine. Let's put it out there first. But now, all jokes aside, Scruffy kind of hit me up and told me he had this song that he wanted us to work on, and we've been working on other songs before that, you know what I mean? But he told me about this song, and yo, when I went to record, let me first say this, I don't usually write down any verses or anything. I just go to the studio with the beat, and then we come up with it on the spot, because I feel like when you do it like that, you get the most out of the energy and vibe that you're feeling at that time, you know what I mean? Yeah. But he got me to the studio to do that part. I couldn't find anything at all, King. Anything at all. You know what I mean? So I was just rambling, just freestyling a bunch of verses. I think I did like 4 to 5 verses, like recorded. And I just wasn't feeling them. But all of the verses like had a hot line in it. So I told him we just decided to take a line from each verse and put them together. Yeah, and make one verse, you know what I mean? So if you go back to the song, this is for the viewers, you know, if you go back to the song, just listen to my verse, and every transition in the melody, just count it. And that's where another verse starts, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So girl, I get shy.
So girl, I get shy. Then I know talk say supposed to cry, but you make me feel it's kinda like this will burn my eye. That's one verse.
Yeah.
So just pull over, right down in your cruise over, me lover, shelter from the rain, yeah, me cover. I love your song, it would move like a pole, yeah. That's the next verse.
Right.
All when I'm stressed out, you know my maze light up my says, you are the best girl. And if you leave, that's the third verse.
Yeah.
You find your way back home to me. Yeah. You are gonna find you. So that's 4. Right. 4 different verses there. You know what I mean?
So 4 different verses and you find your verse.
Yeah.
So the song would have been really, a lot of people don't know, you know. A lot of people feel like this song is a new song.
Yeah.
We just dropped. But the song would have been released a year ago.
Yeah.
Zane, what was the reception like from the fans originally?
Originally, those who heard it, it was well received, you know what I mean? But when we did the video now,
yeah,
like I said, it was 100 times bigger and better. Like the reach was just crazy, you know what I mean? I actually saw a few celebrities and stuff vibing to the song,
yeah,
like on Instagram stuff like that. So it was amazing to see.
Yeah. So Scruffy and KJ, them they're two local artists.
Scruffy is a local artist, still international, and KJ is from Antigua, I think. Not too sure. Right. A bad artist as well.
Right. You can hear it. You can hear it in the song.
Yeah, man.
It's a quality song from start to beginning, because at times you would have features where the main artist like would listen a feature with some different artists, and one artist might do well and or two artists might do well and one of them fall short.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that song is like
man,
the level.
The flow was
like brother, different level. And then big up ISI visuals too.
Yeah man, big up ISI one time.
Them man the video them different level from.
Yeah.
It's something commendable, because in recent times we start to see St. Kitts Nevis artists put out top quality videos. You know what I mean? And that's something that has been lacking in the industry here.
Yeah.
So sometimes over the years you don't really see much top quality videos. The songs are there, but the videos, in terms of the video them and the marketing, because even that song too, it have nearly 500,000 views on YouTube, and the song
keep it climbing.
Right. And the song itself and the video even I go up the top, like you see it a climb. So what's the difference in marketing from that song versus the rest of the songs before?
I'd say visuals. People longing for visuals right now. So yeah, that's what we'd have to give them. You know what I mean? But right now I would say we at a really, really good place in St. Kitts and Nevis, like in terms of music. You know what I mean? Because we catching the attention of people outside and all over the world, King. So right now a lot of eyes on St. Kitts and Nevis, and word to the other artists, just keep it going, you know what I mean? DJs, promoters, the bands, just keep it going, cause the gate open.
The gate open, man. For real. Because speaking of collaboration, recently we see a next big collaboration, and it's something where we don't really see Dejour. We don't really see that element there from Dejour. Even going back to you saying you see yourself as a legend. Yeah. The collaboration me talk about is with Ima, Byron Messiah, Dejour, legendary.
Yeah, man.
How did that one come about?
Yo, that was crazy. Like honestly, like me explaining it to you is just like 50%. Like if you was there, you would have feel the energy and everything in the studio, King. With all the artists there, producer Maggie, big up Maggie one time, you know. Maggie is a genius when it comes to whatever his field, you know what I mean? But it was just pure energy. It's like one artist going, put on a verse, as soon as one come out, the next one walking going in. Soon as he come out, the next one walking going in. So it was just like a back and forth thing. Like at no point in time, like we were stuck. Like one day, like okay, where we going from here? Like we just do the whole thing one time. It was just everybody was just excited. So so pop off with that energy, you know what I mean?
And then the visuals just come along.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But we did that song like what? Like 2 years ago, probably. Yeah.
And it still sounds so current, so
relevant. No. When I say we do the song, we just recently released it. I'm saying we recorded it like
but then a thing with music is you would find that music can sound dated at times. You know what I mean? So if you record a song 2 years ago, it might sound like a 2 years ago song. So you saying that song was recorded 2 years ago, it's surprising because it sounds so current. Like it the sound of it is a very current sound. You know what I mean?
So I understand what you're saying, but with we made a few changes to like the instrumentation and stuff like that. Magician, okay. just to give it that more current sound. But I think it could have been released just how it was back then, and it would have still have that recent sound. You know what I mean? Because I'd say it depends on you. It depends on the artist to give it that song where like is timeless. You know what I mean? So you hear that song today, 5 years after, even if that's the first time you hear it, it can still sound fresh.
Right, and that's something in Dejour's music that we can.
We try to do timeless music. Listen to Bob Marley right now, and you feel like, he just recorded last week.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, so songs will travel through the ages.
Yeah,
so
man.
You other than just the sound and the timeless effect, when you're doing a song, you try to keep away from violent music, like gunmanship type vibe.
Not really. No one again. I might like I said, I don't try to stay within the brackets. You know what I mean? Who knows? I might venture and do something out of the box. You know what I mean? But I know my lane, which is dealing with the females. Them. No one gonna step out, do something different just to remind you that we fully versatile, and any kind of music we deal with, and we deal with it properly. You know what I mean? Yeah, you might hear 1, 2 this and a 1, 2 that. Yeah, it's just to remind you that we have the capability and the flexibility.
Yeah. So, speaking of your capability and flexibilities, what are some of your inspirations?
Musical inspirations?
Yeah, your musical inspirations.
Like I said, from a kid, I was listening to all types of music. Garnet Silk.
Shout out to Garnet.
Yeah, man.
Big artist.
Luciano. Yeah. Luciano was a big influence on my sound to this day. Egyptian, big influence on my sound. Junior Kelly, big influence on my sound.
Wow. So hold on. You just list out reggae artists. That's surprising because you're a singer, right? I would think, and even in the beginning, the song them where you sing are some R&B songs. Some of that expect to hear you see some of them R&B artists there. So you have a lot of reggae influences.
Yeah. I know a few R&B songs, but I was never like fully into it because back at that point in my life it was like, yo, my music's soft, man. Yeah, so we was into other things, you know what I mean? But if you pay attention to my sound and certain accents and melodies that we might use, you could always hear a old school reggae in it, you know what I mean? You could hear Ice Sasha or something, just because these is what I was hearing when I was a little boy. But now when I moved on to high school, I found a greater appreciation for a wider a vast amount of genres like soul music. I started listening to Nina Simone, Otis Redding, Temptations, you know what I mean, Marvin Gaye, you name it, just anything to do with soul music. I was into that because a teacher gave me like a list in high school and told me to do some research on them. I did the research and I just found a love for soul music.
Right.
He would always tell me, shout out to Mr. Esdale, you know what I mean, Washington Archibald High School. He would always tell me I have a soul voice.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You can hear that. You definitely can hear that if you listen to some Dejour songs.
Yeah, man.
Is me. You know when you sang them, you say, but I'ma do it if you say me do it. Speaking of relationships, have you been in a situation like that where your woman actually accuse you of things and you just eventually do it because she keep on accuse you, so she believes you do it, you do it and you just end up do it?
Yeah, man. Yeah, shit. It's plain and simple. Yeah. You know what I mean? And more times it's not even my girlfriend who accused me. It's the masses, and I figure it's if it's a proper matchup, a proper pair up, then better me do it.
Right. So what can the people look out for from Dejour?
Yo, just look out for great music, you know what I mean, more visuals, you know what I mean, look out for great performances, and now we have a whole lot of different ideas, you know what I mean, things we want to do in life, things we want to do for you, you know what I mean, to give back more times. So we're just planning, and with the help of the Father and health, strength, life, you know what I mean, we can make it possible.
So in regards to your performance, you're a great performer. What would you say you do in preparing for performing to deliver that top quality performance?
Well, usually I just try to find myself in a secluded area where it's just like me alone, and I could look around and check the energy of the crowd and the environment, you know what I mean, so I know like how to go about performing. Like if I realize like it's an older crowd, a more reserved crowd, I wouldn't want to go up there and say, yo, skin out this and that, and you know what I mean. So
you read the crowd a lot.
Yeah, read the crowd, read the environment, and you move according.
So what would you say made Dejour stand out as an artist?
I would say in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, I kind of created my own lane, my own kind of music. You know what I mean? So that's what made Dejour.
Right. So in regards to Dejour being Dejour now, I'm never look by you and say you would like, no, you know it close to my woman, you know.
Yo, all the time. Time. I can't even deal with it. All the time.
Well, me now I know it close to my woman neither. Could I never ever. Right. So it's a good journey, and I think Dejour as an artist have potential to break on an international level, like way beyond St. Kitts Nevis, isn't it? So what is it that you would say you're doing to go on that next level? Because you're known locally, you're probably known a bit regionally too. So what is it that you're doing to break into that international audience, like even Jamaica? Because once your music bust at Jamaica, I feel like you bust to the world basically, because that's what somebody like Prince Wani would have done. Isn't it? So if Dejour could have break into the Jamaican market in terms of music, then I think St. Kitts Nevis would be following behind, because once Prince Wani bust, he had a whole Trinidad movement behind him. Isn't it? So what is it that you're doing to accomplish a more international audience, to conquer international audience?
Well, as of right now, I'm trying to do a little bit better in terms of the social media. I'm not really like yo, look at me kind of vibes, like always, and I mean snapping, and so we're trying to communicate a little bit more with the fans. Marketing for sure. Trying to do a little bit better in terms of marketing. You know, marketing can always increase the reach. So trying to build connections, make links, you know what I mean, with producers outside of St. Kitts and Nevis, you know what I mean. Can't forget about Nevis. And we're still building connections with producers inside St. Kitts and Nevis, you know what I mean, because it's at home. This is where we mash the works, you know what I mean, and then we go out and do the dirt.
Do the dirt.
You feel me?
So you would ever consider going to Jamaica, like taking a business trip to Jamaica to try do some networking with some Jamaican producers, or go on some Jamaican TV shows, like a full promotional tour in Jamaica?
Yeah, man, I've been to Jamaica at least 3 times doing promo work.
Right.
Been on Sunrise in the Morning, that's what I call it. Been on Sunrise in the Morning, Fame FM. I can't even remember the names them. I honestly can't remember the names, but I've been around the likes of artists like Nesbeth, Conscience, and these kind of people in even if we don't even have conversations, you know, but I've been in the same rooms where we would have to do business.
Right. Because you would have performed with them.
Yeah. So, you know what I mean, we have connections, and it's just to keep them close, and then eventually you can go into something wonderful, you know what I mean. I have links also with producers out in Jamaica who guys that just started, you know what I mean, just pretty kind of young in the game, you know what I mean? But these is the ones that I want to work with, you know what I mean? Not necessarily those who feel like they're already there. Right. Build with somebody that trying to build to, you know what I mean? So you understand my hunger, you understand how much I really want it, because you feel the same way.
Right, that's
you know
true.
What I mean?
That's true.
And you're not just trying to rob me.
Right. You have to be careful of that.
Everybody out there hungry and
you know what I mean? You don't want nobody eat your food. Right. Because speaking of that, how's your business structure like? What is your business structure like? Because recently we see a lot of times people come out and them complain about basically people robbing them then. Is what I say. So the artists them I say, oh, producers are rob them, like them not getting royalties for them music, and them I say management are rob them because them not see the right amount of money, or them not be transparent. So my time the artists them sign some deals, and in my opinion the artists are to be blamed in a sense, because at the end of the day, a big man, if you are going to sign something, you're supposed to be responsible enough to know, say, yo, you get a lawyer to check this at the end of the day. So what's the business structure like behind Dejour?
So dealing with the music, registered with Echo, you know, for royalties and stuff like that. My manager is my father, so I don't really have much of them problems. Well, not much. I don't have none of that problems. Let me just put it out there, because if I say much, it might sound like maybe it happened one to times. You know what I mean? But nah, none of that. Once it's the family, everything's straight. I try to keep my people around it. You know what I mean? Like around my thing. So now I know I build a level of trust, and I have my own army. You know what I mean? To make this dream possible. So it's people I could trust.
So you feel like your father being your manager, do you think he has the expertise to guide you in that transition now from being Dejour in St. Kitts Nevis to being Dejour to the world?
Well, my father before me, he has no experience with being a manager, you know what I mean? But if we would have to be established like in another state or area or next part of the globe, we're not afraid to ask for help. But at the same time, my father got to be there. Right. He got to be there, because I know I could trust my father. Right. You feel me? So he can oversee everything. Even if you want to call yourself the acting manager, the father can be the overseer. Right. Yeah, man. So we keep it. We lock down everything. All money in.
Me understand that, and me feel like that's the best way to go, because at the end of the day, you know, you better stay at level 10. And you are secure yourself and you're comfortable with yourself, you know. Because if you're there level 100 and you still get level 10 rewards, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, man.
Is what I say. At the end of the day, you have your family to see them way.
One of my inspirations, like in terms of dealing with the structure and the business, was Nipsey Hussle. You know what I mean? So being if you hear me mention just now, all money in. You know what I mean? That's Nipsey Hussle there. You know what I mean? I was fortunate enough to witness part of his greatness, you know what I mean, and take a few jewels from music and interviews, you know what I mean, and that's his thing, all money in. The marathon continues, you know what I mean. We cut out the middleman and get straight to the business, you know what I mean, rather than talking to this guy and this guy got to talk to this guy and that guy got to talk to that guy. We get straight to it, you know what I mean.
Straight to
cut out the middleman, straight to the business, and we own everything, full profit, and we split it up how we want to split it up, and we own our thing, you know what I mean. So we're trying to build a empire.
So alright, that's commendable, is me, and you seem like a young man who have your thing together, you have your vision together, and you're working towards it, is what I say. And once you have that goal in mind, fam, and you work towards it, you are gonna reach there.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
And you seem like you have a head on your body, is me. So I think on that note, we'll end the interview for today, isn't it? So Dejour, tell the people them where they can find you on your socials.
Yeah man, you can find me on Facebook, Dejour Alexander, Dejour Alexander. My fan page on Facebook as well, Dejour, Dejour. Find me on Instagram _and_conquer_rebel. Snapchat, that's if you use it, D3JOUR, you know what I mean? Just find me on the platforms, Dejour, Dejour, once again. Yeah, right. Nice and easy.
Yeah man, people.
Find me outside in the streets too, Dejour, DEJ.
Right, Dejour. One question I forgot to ask you. Where you get that name from? Your Instagram name, Unconquerable.
Unconquerable. Yo, honestly, I can't remember. I can't remember. Honestly, I can't remember. I think I saw it somewhere. I heard it, and I just woke up. Yo, I can spell it like this, and that's it. Just Unconquerable, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Unconquerable. Yes. Yeah. So people remember to follow us on Instagram at Perspectives_media, on Facebook at Perspectives Media. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. So until next time, we're out.
Easy.
Right.
Hoy, and I said nobody now believe it. Well, if they me say I beat it, me and the pastor, me not go preach it to how we hold it down. Yeah man, it's Dejour, and I mean giving you a different perspective on Perspectives Media. Easy.
Perspectives Media.